Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Plague Incorporated Evolved. And we are riding the wave of victories. We've decided to take the shortcut and go ahead and just try bacteria on normal, and that was a great decision because we tried and actually gave it a second chance. We unlocked the virus, we immediately tried the virus on normal, and we unlocked the fungus. So now we're going to try the fungus on normal and hopefully unlock the Norexus worm and just keep riding this wave until we have everything unlocked. So the fungus is one of the most difficult ones to get to move across countries. And we certainly don't have enough genes unlocked. We only have 3. We'll go ahead and use them because there's no reason not to use them. Maybe it increases your score a little bit if you don't use them, but I don't know. That's never really explained. This is the problem with games and scores, is that the score is always this mysterious number that never gets explained. Notice here that a spore looks very different from a bacteria and a virus. Is this what any of those things really look like? I wouldn't probably believe it, but they are cool looking. Last time we did China for a 3rd time in a row, and I don't want to do that. That's why I called it Broken China. But it's time to start in a different country. And what better than China's trade partner, the good old USA. So, born in the USA, limiting myself to 20 characters there. Let's see. Let's see if we could probably just spell it right. We don't need to misspell it. Born in the USA. Can we play? Good. Welcome to Plague Inc. So, starting in the USA is probably one of the worst thoughts you could do for Plague, but we'll do it anyways. The reason why is the United States only touches Mexico and Canada, 2 countries, whereas China touches India, Southeast Asia, I think Central Asia, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Russia. There's just a huge landmass here, and then so it's going to be a lot more difficult. Some of the worst places you could choose to start off with would be like Greenland, maybe New Zealand, Madagascar, some of the places that are really hard to reach, the Caribbean, all pretty bad places to start. But we'll do it. Born in the USA. Now, as we have our spore, same thing here, nothing's changed. Same things here, nothing's changed. But over here has changed. We have spore bursts. And so the way spore bursts work is you have, for 1 DNA point, you can infect 1 random country that is unaffected. You can do it here, 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 and here. Now, I think in the cell phone game you could also do it here, and then this was lowered down, so you could do it here, and here, and here also. So it looks like they've actually lowered the number of spore bursts you can do. Interesting. We'll have to see if that helps or hurts. Maybe they've rebalanced the game. Spores before were not very balanced. The trick on spore burst is we want to save them till the very end of the game, because there will inevitably be a country or 2 that has no infections whatsoever. Let's start this. Born in the USA, begins in the USA. We have 1 infected people. Fungus type disease. Fungal spores find it hard to travel large distances, so you must evolve fungal spore abilities to infect new countries. Pretty much, we're gonna probably put a lot in the transmission. We start off with, we're already up to 13. Let's get the boats and the ships going. Now when we look at USA, it is a urban environment and a rich country. It's moderate, not hot or humid or arid or cool. It's just right in the middle, which means I'll have to give it a ability to infect other countries that are cold and hot. That's typically why I don't like picking these central region, these moderate climate areas. Either I want to choose a cold country or a hot country. Airplanes use new sterilization air filters. I'm surprised we haven't seen this before. So, because of this, only advanced airborne diseases can survive on them. We now have to upgrade our airplanes to infect airplanes at all. We have to upgrade air. It will not work at all without it. So we need 1 more DNA point. There it goes. Upgrade lets airplanes be infected again. So normally that pop-up before would have been a problem, but we hadn't even upgraded the air thing yet, so it's fine. The air transmission ability. That goes to show you that even with not upgrading Air 1 or Air 2, you can infect boats and ships. It's just not very likely. It's not high enough. There are 4 people infected right now. We forgot to play fast. That's why. Forgot to hit the fast forward button. It's like, why is this taking so long? I need 11 DNA to get drug resistance going too. Being a rich country, cold country's getting colder, so that is going to make it even more difficult for my little spores to survive. Next amount is 14. Notice my strategy here. I always check the amount I need for the next thing I want. That way I don't have to go back and forth through the screen even more than I already do. 12 people infected. It is slow going. I have probably set myself up for failure choosing the United States. And this is not just United Statesian pride or anything. It's just, unless it is a very unique type of disease, it is not likely to survive in America as easily as it would in a overpopulated, poor country with lower hygiene standards. Although, there is this measles outbreak that just recently occurred. So, there's a scenario that should be put in the game, is that rich countries start having a percentage of the population that goes crazy and introduces old diseases. because just getting these orange bubbles. Now waiting and for the random orange bubbles can actually get you more DNA at the end of the the longer you play, but it's not worth the effort. So we have a rash symptom that mutated. Let's see. To get rid of the rash, we would get 4 points back. Good, we'll take it. We'll take 4 points right there. And we'll upgrade our air transmission. Then I need to start upgrading this and this. Eurozone near collapse. Politicians have confirmed that political short-sightedness and self-interest may result in a total breakdown of Europe. Of the euro, the dollar, that's their unified currency of Europe. So that really has nothing to do with anything I did, just random event. The euro collapses. Similar random events I don't think really happen for like the dollar collapses or anything. They could certainly flush this out and have every single country have the same scenarios pop up and have it be more randomized. Yeah, that would certainly add something to the game. Because I don't think the dollar ever collapses. I don't think the yuan ever collapses. Is it yuan's in China? I don't think the yen ever collapses. I don't think the Australian pounds. I think they're pounds in Australia. We've got almost 10 million infected. It's very slow going. And we've already killed about 1,000 people, which is a really high number of people to die. Slowly the United States is getting infected, just ever so slowly. At this point, it should have infected the planes and the boats, but because it's a spore, it's not. It hasn't infected a single other country. It is being isolated. There, we finally hit Mexico. We finally crossed the border and hit Mexico. So Mexico connects to Central America, which then connects to Colombia. Canada is infected. There are ocean up there. What is this? I don't know what this is called. Is this the Great Lakes of Canada? These are the Great Lakes of Michigan. The Canadian Sea. Well, with 12 scrap, I can now start. I need 13 more for the next one. Improve the ability to survive in cold areas. In my mind, it would be highly unlikely if a spore was able to severely infect all of the world's population. It would be very, very highly unlikely. So we got one airplane to Europe, or France here, so France is infected now. Although I don't recall clicking a bubble in France. Heavy flooding in Finland. Here's a boat hitting us in Brazil. There's Central America. It's slowly, just ever so slowly, expanding itself. It's fine as long as they don't detect it. But as soon as it gets detected, we're gonna have trouble. Now is not the time to use the spore burst. It just isn't. Because getting in those last few places, there's only so many spore bursts. We've got to get most of the planet covered. But if I get detected, that is something I could do. Try and increase the infectivity as much as possible. See, it almost feels like I can do this and then speed up to the first bubble. And I guess I can kind of get away with that. Cyst symptoms have mutated, so this time we get another 4. Sweet. So we're getting more DNA back than we normally would for bacteria every time we de-evolve the symptoms, which is, that's gonna help out. This is taking much longer though. So if you were gonna infect a planet with spores, you probably plan for the long haul. Brazil is slowly getting infected. Europe is starting to get infected. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Just fast forward, then go back to fast forward, then go back to fast forward. Let's see. If I wanted to do this one, it would cost me 16. If I want to do this one, it's going to cost me 15. If I want to do this one, it's going to cost me 25. Boy, that's a big shift. Alright, so 15 is the cheapest thing. And so China's infected now. $14 as we infect Colombia. This reminds me of playing Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. And a new version of that would be kind of interesting. To start off with a screen like this, click where you're gonna go, and then pop up some more screens where you question people. That's something Plague Evolved could do. You could be interviewing well, no, if you're playing as the Plague, you couldn't be interviewing patients of people who are sick, but you could be 16, what is the next one? You could be watching like footage or newspapers. So you click on a country, you see what's going on more in their country a little bit, increase the news aspect of it. Argentina is getting infected. Looks like the rate of infection is starting to slowly increase. We're gonna get all of the Americas here pretty infected before we get this to go into the Russias and Asias and Africas or Africa. I would really kill for a new Carmen Sandiego game. Some of that information is really dated if you try to play the old ones, because countries have changed their names and such and no longer exist. But so Caribbean has just a little bit of infection, but most of the Americas is completely infected now. Slowly it's going across Russia. Slowly we're getting there. Well, I have 52 almost called it scrap again. 52 DNA. So spend all that DNA, increase the infectivity of these spores. Mostly, I think spores would travel by being breathed in by humans and then coughed out. And then that coughing being breathed in again by other humans. But spores can also live in like pet dander and animal dander and human dander. They could grow plants, and the plants can burst more spores into the air. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make it harder to cure before we've even done anything. We may not even need spore bursts. We may get the entire population of the world infected. Anemia mutates. We refund that for more DNA. This would cost 37, that's far too much to spend. And I don't really have any motivation. You might want to do bird. Bird might be a plan. We'll see. We'll see if we hit a point where we stop spreading it naturally. If we see a slowdown in the number of infected people, I will increase the birds. Birds go border to border, so that could infect other countries. Still having some trouble though with these islands. Japan's not really infected. It is infected. New Guinea has nobody infected. Greenland has nobody infected. There you go. New Guinea. Madagascar got its first infection. Let's see. Caribbean. The Philippines just got their first infection. Caribbean's completely infected now. So we're looking at Greenland, we're looking at Iceland, we're looking at Finland, Sweden, Norway. It looks like the coldest and the warmest places are having trouble. So I hate to do it, let's go ahead and environmental harden. Spread them out. As soon as I do that, we see a major increase of infections in the areas. Good. Now I don't have any DNA though. This is the problem. The world is almost completely infected, but the number of infected is going up only a little bit. See how the rate is pretty low. When we stop seeing bubbles, that's when it's time to do a spore burst. But I'm not going to have any DNA to make this deadly. Okay. It's time to make the executive decision. It's time to use Bird 1 to get it to go as far as we can and start trying to mutate towards something deadly. Let's see. If I do this, if I do this, I need 14 more. So as soon as I did that, I get detected. That's no good. Now they're starting to work on the cure. First spore burst is going to be 9. There's nobody in New Guinea. There's our first infection in Iceland. There's so many countries here that don't have. There's 2 more countries here. I'll probably get those 2. So I'm seeing 2 places where that is Morocco. I'm on a watch list. They're 4% towards it. There we have those 2 countries. So now spore burst. That got that one. That got that one. That means everybody should be infected now. Should not be any countries. Check them, check them, check them. New Zealand. New Zealand's not affected. We're at 7% of the cure. New Zealand is... Spain shuts down its borders. We need this disease to become deadly real fast. I have 17. I need 31 DNA to upgrade to complete organ failure. I've taken the shortest path possible. This is killing people faster than... It killed more people faster than it could infect. So we have a problem in New Zealand now. We have the problem. New Zealand has no infected alive people. No carriers. So I need to do another spore burst to try and reinfect New Zealand. Ooh. So I imagine, since I'm probably not going to win this, that I should do a recursive loop. We should go back and try to beat the game. Let's see. Just play bacteria on casual, and then play virus on casual, and then we'll come back and play spore on normal after that. Just as kind of, so we don't have back-to-back spore runs, and it gives us more reason. We have reason to play bacteria on casual, we have reason to play virus on casual, because it will unlock modification genes that will make this easier next time around, hopefully. I'm getting no DNA. They're at 50% of their cure. There's like no way. 2 infected show up, but they die too fast, so it doesn't even matter. This is the problem of having 2 lethal. Yeah, it's not even that lethal of a virus, but it's still too lethal and not infectious enough. Spores are very difficult. Let's see. I guess I can do this, make it harder for them to find the solution. Somewhat. Need to get a very lucky mutation that would unlock total organ failure. If I can start killing people in massive amounts very fast, this would work. But it's not likely to happen. Oh! It's not likely for me to win the lottery and get my fans to fund me with billions and billions of dollars and for me to become the president of the United States. Oh, I only get one wish? Thanks a lot, Genie. So, I was just saying, it's not likely to happen that I would get total organ failure mutated, and then it immediately happens. This is how the universe likes to kick me in the butt and laugh at me. Let's see if this works. If we can kill massive amounts of people very, very fast, and destroy their research, there's a chance. It's not a great chance. Walking Dead combo. Sweet. At 82, 83%, 84%. I don't think we're gonna get this. I don't think we're gonna get this. Alright. 88%. 9. Anarchist bomb in Bolivia. Social tension is increasing. Right. 24 and 27. Well, at 90% of the cure, I'm getting all kinds of 22, 24. Got it. How much for genetic reshuffle? 26. How much for a coma? 28. Got it. Genetic reshuffle. 31. I think I want to go with 28 here as my next choice. So now it's back down to 81. Oh, is this gonna work? Remember, we still need to do the spore bomb. So let's go ahead and do that. So it does make a circle, and the middle one here, and I guess the middle one here releases a ton of spores. But that's not how we're playing it right now. 28 is the next thing. .28 DNA. This might work. This really might work. It's not gonna work though. It's not gonna work. I can't get this infected. Alright. Let's see. What can we do? What can we do? What we can do is take this back. So I've lowered the lethality of this in the hopes that it doesn't kill the person immediately. And it did. Still. $13 DNA points is what I need for another spore burst. Let's see. Let's see, infectivity. Well, it doesn't seem like even with my efforts I'm gonna win. Even with being really lucky, the randomness is just too high. It's all New Zealand's fault. New Zealand, a country with just 4 million people, is going to find the cure eventually. They're going to, well, they're probably not even going to find the cure. What's going to happen is everybody who's infected is about to die. And the 4 million people who aren't infected in New Zealand are about to survive. Let's see. Yeah, give me 4 points back there. Sure, why not? And then give me 4 points there. And then give me 4 points here. There we go. That. Six. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Infect more people, infect more people. It's just too deadly and not infectious enough. I'll try to pull out all the stops here. What? How much? 14 more needed. This might actually be a really dumb thing. Now, let's just take the lethality. Of this. Increase it there. Cure is 95% complete. Cure is 100% complete because I devolved the things that was making it harder to be solved. I skipped right to 100%, and so that didn't help. I forced myself into a failure scenario. So the people are dying, but it's not really that people are getting cured. Look at the healthy now, 89 million. We'll see what it is at the end. Wasn't fast enough. Born in the USA has been eradicated. Defeat. Freaking New Zealand did it to us. New Zealand did it to us. That took significantly longer. It took, let's see, 3, 4, 5 years about just to get close to killing all the people. Fungus is difficult. Got us a score of 51. One biohazard. So, 2 problems here. Spores are difficult, and starting in the United States, not a great place for a disease to start. It really isn't. They need to come out with some new plague styles that would be a great fit for a new. If there was a plague of tainted drugs, then that probably would, or like tainted marijuana, would be probably a really good place to start. Would be in the United States for that. Rich countries. Computer viruses. Why not have a computer virus as the plague? I think they're taking the whole plague too literally. If you want to go plague evolved, let's just have the plague be anything. It could be revolutionaries. It could be computer viruses, it could be drugs, it could be some kind of fabric, it could be aliens. I'd love a scenario where aliens take over one country and then they start spreading out and taking over other countries, much like the simian um, scenario for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes works. We got so close, just this country. Took us a real long time though. 3 years to get this far. So this is one of those episodes where we don't progress. Fungus. Fungus is right there in the middle. Some more plagues. Evolve this. Expand your definition. Next time we will play bacterial on casual, then we'll play virus on casual, and then we'll come back and hopefully have some more abilities unlocked to finish spore. Fungus spores, pretty difficult. Neuraxis worm, not that difficult. Parasite, not that difficult. Prion necrovirus is kind of difficult. Nanovirus is a computerized virus, so there already is kind of this nanovirus thought, but why not just a actual computer virus instead of a nano machine that is in the form of a virus? And then bioweapons, maybe expand bioweapons to better explain what kind of bioweapons. And then simian flu. Simian flu is something that would be great. I would love to see this concept instead of monkeys rising up and taking over the planet. What if it was cats? What if it was dogs? Why not? Put in all kinds of craziness. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. Sorry we didn't progress further, but that's alright. Not every single episode needs to or will be a 100% success progression of this game. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. Please, if you want to support me, you can fan fund me by going to my main YouTube page. Click the subscribe button while you're there, then click over there on the right that says support this channel. Click there, donate. Any amount will be appreciated. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Steam or Battle.net or Google+, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.